Wait, you
That
have
is the Remy
Gekishin.
above CGR.
I have
So
who?
you have
The Remy above CGR.
Yeah, what's wrong
And
with
Gekishin.
that?
Is it? What is
That's not right, bro. CGR has better feats, bro.
CGR got fucking
Then
Remy has
A
way
tactics.
better fighter.
comparable portrayal.
And he's a
nah.
better fighter.
I
In
ain't
comparable strength.
gonna hold you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I would switch the Earl that died with CGR.
The
I
Earl
don't
that
know.
died isn't less than the other Earl that's alive, though, to be fair. He
I
ain't
feel
any
like look at
weaker.
he responds to that shit, but if I say that shit, how? Fucking I got to be I coming out all aggressive.
And I would and I would
No,
say
but Twilight, how is the Earl
No,
that
because
died weaker
I've
to the Earl that
legitimately
lived?
considered putting Chigaryu a tier above. I just don't think that's the case.
how is the Earl that died weaker than the Earl that
Nasty,
lived?
bro.
Yeah.
Because the Earl that died got easy clapped by fucking Siryu, while Chogaryu actually took it to a high diff fight with Shin.
Oh, no,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
That is
no.
true.
I thought,
Plus
I didn't know you said
bro.
Shovari. I thought you meant
I don't.
the two
Yeah,
Earls.
probably
One of
have
them's
more
weaker than the
type
other, fam.
shit. But
No.
I'm
I'm just saying
transformation, his plan
I'm
against
just looking at
Ohan, like all that shit,
I'm
bro.
just looking at the pictures and right. And based on everything we know, I
Mm.
get it. He was like one of Raboku's top lieutenants, but
He's
given
gonna be my
everything that
fight.
we actually seen, he got easy clapped by Siryu. You know what I'm
Yeah, in the
saying?
duel, but
And
he
in the
washing
right,
Cyril in a commanding belt, though. I'll be honest, you know what I
we
mean?
don't know that.
Nigga,
We do
that's
not know
facts,
that.
fam. Come
That's
on.
not facts, fam. That is not
That's
facts.
Bro,
not
the
facts.
guy has
Yo, he said it in the
horrible...
British accent and everything.
That's not facts, fam.
That's not facts, fam.
Bro, the guy has origins, you know what I mean? I know you guys hate that, but yeah. He should be even above Kyo or Kotsu.
All right, here's a
Kosho.
question: do you guys
I
think
don't know.
Moten is on Chogaryu's level?
Level, I don't
In
know.
terms of
I don't think so.
fighting or in
In
terms of
terms of overall
intelligence?
general.
I don't think so.
Nah. Bro, I
No.
think Shohei couldn't even on Trugar's level because he has RSJ tactics to the fullest, you know what I mean?
Kaz,
So
what the fuck?
Look,
No,
look how low he rates RSJ's tactics, bro.
I lie, like he should be above. If you have Roboku's tactics at the Earls,
Like
yeah,
this man
at
still
near
made it
6GG level,
bro.
Chogaru should naturally be there at the least.
No, those
Nah.
tactics don't compare
Alright,
in
hold
the
on.
least to Origins.
You know
Alright,
what
so I'm
actually
gonna need
pisses me
you.
off? Why is
I'm
what's that guy's name? Koshu under Denrimi and all these dudes like what? Under SSJ too?
He
Come
looks like a
on.
slightly better Ordo, to be honest. I think he's gonna be an all-rounder that's fucking just
Oh
not
my
amazing at
god, I
anything.
just saw
To
Kojo.
be fair, you
Wow,
have him right above one of the monsters of this arc, so that just
disrespect
shows
my
how high
just
you
because,
rate this trash bag Denrimi and Soul. Like what?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Then Remy, that
bro.
guy.
That's the only thing that pisses me off about this list. He has Denrimi above
okay.
CGR and Gekishin
First,
and Soul above
I
Mako.
know
Okay.
Draco hates
Do you want to hear my reasoning for why I have Denrimi that high?
Yeah, I
Bro.
want to hear your shit reasoning. Go ahead.
no, hold on. One second. Are we still live?
I ended that recording, but I started another one.
Okay, copy.
No,
Now
hella
listen.
aggressive.
Listen,
Yeah.
hold on.
I didn't even know you were
I'm sorry.
recording.
What the fuck are you doing? Because I'm looking at this shit from the bottom up now. Why is Fute, Kyokai, and Koyoku on the same list as Sentuun, Genyu? Like,
Oh yeah, that is
what's
wild.
going
What's wrong
on?
with that?
What's wrong with that? First of all, Fute shouldn't be on this list, especially
Nigga, what are
not
you
that
on
high
about,
up.
huh?
You
Bro,
think
if he,
you think he's worse than like
Kyokai
Figo
should.
King Rokuomi? What?
Look at it. That's
My
not
nigga,
even worse,
you
bro.
have them on the bottom, and honestly, these titles base GG level, but like, why are the four Heavenly Kings above GGs?
Because base GG level is like the bare minimum you need to get to be a GG level, like Mogu Choto type.
Okay. Let's talk about how
I see what you're saying now.
the fact that like Keisha is on the same level as the Sentoon guy and what's that guy's name? Genu? And he got
Genyu.
loaded by Kanki? Put Kanki as gold contender then. What? These guys are monsters.
Fuck you mean, bro? What? How does that make sense?
oh, that does make
Monster
sense
like
to be fair.
Genu and
Kanki.
Sentoon
But
go
actually,
versus.
I mean, not really. If somebody's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels above you, like 4 complete levels above you, they should low diff you. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
about right.
then that means those guys should be higher because I don't think they're 4 fucking levels below Kanki.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Osen
what
or
I'm saying.
Ugoku. Like
That's
these guys are
what I'm saying, bro.
Here's
It's
the
like,
thing. Sento-un, he's powerful, but we haven't seen his tactics or instincts, and we know he's arrogant, and his personality can work against them. And
That's
for
the one guy I'm
Genu,
on.
he hasn't really shown intel feats like that yet, and his martial feats aren't amazing.
Dude, he legit
Hmm.
like
What
homie
do
is
you mean? Bake was
three man pincer
actually
like
too.
your homie
That's
is
not
like
comparison.
special attack that freaking waits till
And
the
that's
right
why I said
moment to
I wish
attack
I
and he
knew
know
who
this shit.
Baki was before.
It's hard to compare.
Yeah,
But he did
yeah.
he
I
did a
wish he
pretty
like
good feat.
I wish he killed like maybe Haku or something like Baki.
Mm. His tactical ability
Yo,
is tanking 3 armies. To be fair, attacking all his armies just with arrow support. You know what I mean? And then
yeah, and then he and Juku was like, it's fine, Geno can handle it. And Geno just fucking loaded to go home and strat against him.
Alright, what
Oh
were
my
y'all saying? I
god.
wasn't even paying attention.
We were talking about
Damn.
how Homie got attacked by 3 commanders of Yohome in a weird ass pistol like a layered attack, and then the Juku guy was hyping up Yohome's special like way of attacking, where she like conceals her movements and whatnot. That was hyped about. And you just see like then you tell him what's the fucking orders then? Nah, he'll handle it. And like 2 steps, he fucking like understood it and like countered it and killed one of the homies.
Well, it's not
mm,
like Ahome put up an impressive defense against his play. He just didn't know Genu was that strong.
no, that was like Gohami's best fucking idea of how to hold Genu, and he was wrong,
Relax,
fam.
it's the best idea. That'd be wild.
That well, if he had a better
He
idea,
went
he'd do a
up like
better,
top or
a
something,
better
like
setup.
just
Bro.
like going all over the place.
You
But yeah, let's go back to the
80%
fucking
GGs?
Denrimi thing. So
Yeah.
basically, I start off with the line of reasoning that Moten is comparable to Shogaryu, and Denrimi and Solo already got the hype of Moten himself saying they're better suited to handle this battle than Moten is. And I'm not saying just that one line, oh, it's a fact that Denrimi and Solo are better than Moten, but they have to be at least around that ballpark for Moten to consider it a better option than him. Because he knows he's a fucking monster. He knows it will be in good hands with him. So for him to be like, all right, nah, they got it. Even if like he's just being humble, they should be around that ballpark. So that's just like portrayal right off the bat. And then, of course, we've seen everything they do getting off screen. But if we assume that Denrimi, Chogaryu, and Moten are similar level, like tactically, I think what gives Denrimi the edge over Chogaryu is Osen tactics are better than Rinshoujo tactics. And I think he leveled up a bit after witnessing the origins. Like something about like his perceptiveness improved or something along those lines. So basically, Chogaryu might be smarter than Denrimi, he might not, but Denrimi he happened to be in a better position, learning better tactics, and then he's still alive to keep improving.
Okay, I got 2 questions.
Myron ain't even on the
I have a
list.
question before we go. Like, sorry.
I-
Yeah, you
I
go
got 2
ahead.
questions.
You
Okay,
sure?
first question is where is Moten? Because I'm
He's at
looking hard.
80%. He's in the same tier as Denrimi and Chogaryu.
Under Mako and So, not even
With,
Remy.
Shouldn't. Okay, so here's my thing. You said it's in order, right? So
Yeah.
that's Uhon, then Banaji, then Rimi, Chogaryu, right? So how do
Gakujo.
you have? Yeah. So how do you have Chogaryu over Shin when Shin beat him in a one-on-one confrontation, literally in both in terms of tactics and in terms of like dueling?
He needed Ten and Kyogai's help, and this is Shin without them.
Okay.
Oh,
I see.
yeah.
I put the Haishin. I put the Haishin unit there too. They're just above Bayo Mobu.
Oh, bruh. That makes sense.
Let me ask a question then. Freaking, if Raido dies, right, and Moten was with him or something, wouldn't fucking
No.
Moten think that
There's the answer.
Marin or like
What's the
Kyokyo would be
question?
better suited to fucking lead them because they've been with them for how many years and have better synergy with them than a
Oh,
guy that's like a foreign guy to them. They probably won't even listen to. Like what? Like,
I mean, that's just completely incomparable because you can't
I would
compare
say
bandits to
comparable.
like straightforward soldiers. That
Yo, but the logic is still there, bro.
it's not.
Why would
It's
it
not.
Moten
That
think-
distinction completely changes everything.
Okay, true, but the logic is semi there.
Nah, it's really not.
No, but listen
The
to me.
logic is semi there.
Are you telling me Jonkins? Okay, maybe you're just a fucking prideful, arrogant person. But if I'm in that position, right, where like a commander like Mako, which is the second person in Osa's crew who's been training with them for how many? Let's say 10 years or something. Versus and like then Remy and So has been there for hell long years as well and know these guys personally, know their families and everything like that. Wouldn't they be better suited and they have more experience leading armies than him? Wouldn't they be more? That doesn't experience doesn't lead to being better, by the way. But wouldn't he think that Osen, the person that's probably knows them more than he knows Moten would fucking assume they are better suited to fucking lead this army and shit
Well,
like that.
he's not talking about from Olsen's point of view. He's talking
talking
about from his point of view, first of all. And second of all, yes, but
It's
only
weighed
if...
in. It's weighed in.
What?
I think it's kind of weighed into like, cause like he thinks that they're better suited because Olsen trusts them more. You feel me?
No, I think
That's
so.
what-
Also, the
Nah, that doesn't make sense.
genuinely, or so.
How does that
Bro,
make? What do you mean? How does that make any sense? What? He
Take
thinks they're better
Mako.
suited to
You
lead
gotta,
this because he thinks Olsen
you
trusts
gotta
them more
take
and they probably
Mako
work better
way
with
down,
Olsen.
bro.
Bro, if you
Yeah.
think someone's going to make a wrong decision, you're not going to say it's the right decision because they're going to make it. You're going to say this is the right decision, but Olsen's going to decide something else.
Yeah, but like I'm not saying it's entirely like the basis, but I feel like it's sprinkled in. But you can discard it if you want. Go ahead. What are you saying? Besides that?
I was
Shit.
saying,
What was I saying?
No, Jonkins was responding saying like.
Oh.
about
Oh
the
yeah,
logic
yeah,
of
yeah.
the-
The experience and like them being part of the same General Olsen army. Yeah, that's enough to choose them only if they're in the same general ballpark. Because you have to keep in mind how much of a monster Moten is and the situation. Like they're going against the Kisui army with massive disadvantages. So if I'm Moten and I know like I'm that guy, I'm like a fucking genius. I'm one of the smartest people in China. I would never say, okay, yeah, just give it to these people over me, unless like I'm sure like these guys are fucking monsters too.
bruh, hold up,
I don't know.
hold up. How
It
you got
depends.
your Tan was so low?
I don't know
Here
about
we
that.
go. Here we go.
Bro, no, seriously, bro. Look at the odds she overcame with the handicap known as Hecky. Like, come on, my nigga. Give us some credit. Like, I know you don't like your Tan was, but my nigga, she overcame like what was at least triple her numbers.
I would put her one tier up if Figo King, Baggio, and them were part of the equation, but since they're not, I don't think she's much better than Manu or Bayo Mobile.
You
But
hot,
go home
man.
and above her? That's wild. What the fuck does he have over her?
Portrayal, I guess. I mean, he used
That's
he
true.
used what the
But-
fuck is that called?
Fuck.
The Ryudo.
That ain't even
Yo,
like,
you may
is that
be
even
right.
that great of a strategy, you know what I mean?
How many Tom with hater? He has these fucking dukes just because they use origins that got counted in 0.2 above Yatanwa.
What is
Like,
she,
come-
bro? If Yotanwa faces one of the Earls in a flat terrain
Okay.
battle, she's losing.
It doesn't include the
She's-
army. So yeah,
She's
okay, I see
bodying
what you're
them.
saying.
Fuck you talking
She's
about?
losing.
But I think she
She's
decides
bodying
origins,
them.
bro. You got it.
Wait.
That
You have Manu. You have the Earls above Manu, but you were
Yeah.
saying Mobile might not be able to be Origin. Like, come off that. How does that make sense now?
What? How does that even correlate?
Because Manu's like, this is my height. He's equal to Mobile in strength, fam. You know what I mean?
When is that
logic.
confirmed?
Bro,
Nigga, it's gonna
Where
be
do you
confirmed.
even where do you
Just
even have
accept it.
Shiryu? Oh, I see. At the bottom. You
yeah,
have,
that's cap too.
like,
What?
bruh,
She was
that's
fucking Rico
wild.
level. Get out of here, bro.
So you telling me-
She would beat Wrinkle's ass in the fight,
One,
and she has
no, she
Olsen
wouldn't.
tactics.
bruh.
And
She
let's
clapped-
talk about the guy,
Oh
the
my
leader of the
God.
450 Kings, bro. Homie
Yeah.
survived through training with Rempo, bro, and he's on the same level as some sub of a sub of a sub.
She would body him in a fight too. Let's not play around. She could be stronger than Yotanwa or on Yotanwa's level. Nothing really states that Yotanwa has to be stronger than Shiryu.
Same thing as what's the
Nah,
guy's name? Kashibu could be stronger than Yatanwa's level. Like nothing stays. Like
Yeah,
that,
but she actually has feats to suggest that it's very plausible.
Kaki's army. Kaki's army's monstrous.
Yeah, he decimated Kanki's army, so basically he's
I'll let
featless.
him Draco, you know what I mean?
Look
I
at this
ain't gonna
guy.
hold you.
Look at this.
I
That's
ain't
what I'm
gonna
saying.
hold you. Baggio should be moved up a little bit. I'm good where a Kakin is. A Kakin is a beast. That's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baggio is
oh.
stronger than Akakin, but Akakin's better tactically.
Right away, like, what do y'all think? I'm asking Twilight and Cass. Who do you think is a better general? Like, just bigger monsters? Fuki, Mano, or like Fuki Genu, whatever, or Juki Geno, whatever, versus the two Earls. Who do you have higher? Like,
Wait, the Earls, innit?
Shouldn't have asked Kat, my boy Kaz, because he gonna back me
yeah.
up, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot. I was like in the revoke was biggest
Wait,
fanboy.
you said
Bro, the Earls are slightly low. I ain't gonna cap that. They should be above Okotsu and
Slightly low.
See, yeah, Kaz is gonna put them even higher than I. Y'all fucked up, man. Y'all fucked up.
How is she? Tell me how Kyo can stop Origins, G. Like, is she even stronger than Shiryu? Is that even possible?
Who's gonna stop Origins?
Kyo.
Kyo.
Well, here's the thing, Kaz. The Earls are monsters in a straight up battle, but in other terrains and in just like overall strategy, she's
And,
probably
like,
much more effective than they are.
I don't
flexibility.
know. She's only effective
What?
on planes,
But
though, because she's an
here's the
offensive
thing,
general.
though, right?
She was
Origins-
considered a genius in general.
Hold on.
They are, though, you know what I mean?
Origins only works if you're using strategy, right? Because it's instinctual, like it's counteracting using instincts,
Yeah.
right? If
You can play traps.
if the mountain tribe is just running at you with a Donai or the Monai, like you know how they did with no tactics,
Mhm.
just straight charging at
Shit out
you,
regardless.
then the Origins does not work.
They're,
No, it
they're gonna
does,
get
bro.
pincered
Twilight.
regardless, bro.
Twilight, your Tama's, they're still tactics, they just have a different name to it. It was still a regular thing. She'll explain to Heki, what do you call it? A feint and a
No,
attack
but what
or
I'm
a thing.
saying
And
is
it was literally the same thing.
what I'm saying is they're not trained. Like when the mountain tribe runs at you, it doesn't look like that. It just looks
Bro,
like a chaotic mess.
I hear what
And
you're
that's
saying,
exactly
but
what
do you really
like
think your Tama was smart enough to create a new type of warfare, bro? Like, that's just giving her too much credit. Like, everything
He
not-
didn't
that's
say that,
available
first of
for
all.
wait, come
Goku
on.
and
I didn't
Ocean
say
kinda.
anything. Hold on. I didn't say anything about giving your Tangwa a new type of warfare. What I'm saying is the Origins doesn't work when you don't use tactics and
But
strategy.
it is strategy, though. Why is it not strategy? It's the exact same thing with different names because they speak their own language, fam.
Because we've seen how these niggas just I'm just saying, like, when those I'm not saying she doesn't use strategies at all, but I'm saying when you see those initial mobs and how they just running at the fucking people, there's no strategy to that. They're just literally running at the people because she told them to. So Origins
Yeah,
in
but
that
that's
instance
because
in the
they're a
initial
saint, though.
clash wouldn't work.
It would, because he would know
It
it's
would be
a
the
saint,
same.
though.
No, it would be the same thing that Ocean
She's
did
getting
when he
stopped by the
didn't
shield
use-
troops.
I just think that the
Wow.
armies, like of Arrow's armies, can just fucking deal with that whack ass feint. That's what I'm saying.
Because
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying,
y'all
Twilight.
some
It's a
haters.
different type of feint completely, because we ain't seen that type of shit. But it's still just a feint, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't. I just can't understand like some of the list like positioning.
Y'all
Like,
some
And then
haters.
Twilight,
Like,
even
it's like
even if
haters.
even if you were right about that argument, this isn't particularly a matchups discussion. This is overall.
Right, no,
Yeah.
we're
And
all
another point to
better
that.
than them niggas.
You know, Conky's retreat. It's an entirely new retreat at Bandit, and it's not even strategy in a sense. It's the exact same thing as your Tonwa. I mean, no, it's not. It is strategy, but it's the same thing as what you were saying. Like, it's a new type of thing where it's just barbaric shit, but it still makes sense.
Right.
And
It's
guys like the Earl
barbaric,
will
but
notice.
it's unreadable, and that's what made it so.
No, it's not
effective.
unreadable because they knew
Yes,
straight
it is.
away.
That's what made it That's what made it so effective
unreadable.
in the woods. Is that like when they were scurrying and like
The first time
trampling
you
all
see it.
over each other, it was so chaotic. It was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? For the
Oh,
people that's the
but
first
bro,
time
come
seeing
on,
it.
that was what's his name, Gakue. Come on, like Chogari,
Right. I'm not
instantly
saying
noticed.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying the Earls and them are gonna have the same like.
They say they
Oh
will
my
have the
God,
same
what the fuck
reaction, bro.
reaction? But what
They
I'm
will
saying
have the
is,
same reaction. Like,
it
I don't,
would
it's
they
not a
would be more
Gaku thing that
effective
he had that
than
reaction.
it would be more like Yotawa's army would be more effective against the Origins than a standard army.
Why? Do you,
I hear that, but I still think she'll get bloody, The effectiveness might last
Against the
for like 10
Earls,
seconds, fam.
no. Again, if it was
he
Raboku,
bodies
I would
arrows,
give you.
but,
If it was against Raboku, I would give you that. But against the Earls, she's clapping these niggas every fucking time.
Wait,
But they
just
can
on her
replicate his
own.
tactics. Listen. They're pretty much just as effective as Riboku, unless someone so smart comes in that they can overcome those tactics, and then you need Riboku's genius. Because they're literally trained to replicate Riboku's tactics.
Right, but
And
that's like saying, but no, I'm saying in the
just as
same way.
effective as fucking RSJ, but like he's like fucking.
Right, I was about to say, or
trying to
Akko
know
is the
what
same.
No,
way-
because just teaching tactics
Akko
isn't the
is
same as like
as
training people to
effective-
like look at things a different way in general.
But he
But what-
trains
but what I'm saying is-
or something. They're like
Mm.
live and
But-
learn
but
on
we
us
all
under
agree-
RSJ.
Let Twally go.
we all agree that if Ocean was in a position where he could deploy the shell the shell formation with the
joints.
the joints formation, we all agree that Ocean would deploy it in a much more in a more effective way, right?
No, I
disagree,
don't.
though.
I disagree.
It was up.
You
I
just
did a
I think I
backhoe,
said
bro.
up in his position, or it was
That's
pretty
the
much
thing.
perfect copy of Olsen.
I think if someone counters the joints, if Olsen sees that they can counter it, he's gonna react faster.
Mhm.
But Eiko, he can use all the tactics Olsen can, but he's just not as fast to react. Or if someone does
I
something more
disagree on
outside
that.
the backs,
Right.
Only on
See,
Origins.
but
you
it's the
can.
same way how
Sorry.
it's the same way how Gene It's the same way how Genne say, I can use, I know Osen Tama's tactics as well. I just can't employ them on the same level as Akko-sama. You know what I'm saying? So just because you know
he doesn't know the higher end ones though.
No, he does. That's literally what he stated. I know Osen Sama's tactics as well. I just cannot employ them to the same level as you.
Just knowing the tactics doesn't mean you know all of them.
No, but you're right, Twilight. Like the difference between Akko, Chogaru, and the Earth is they know to utmost precision, though. That precision, whatever the fuck the word is, fam. They pretty much perfected whatever they're taught from. Akko, it was said by Roku or Akko that the formation.
So how?
No, sorry.
So you want to know why that's false? You want to know why that's false? Because when Osen went up against the Earl, he clapped his army in 2.2 seconds. When Osen went up against Raboku, it was a stalemate.
No, you know why though? Actually, that's not even right. The Osen took time to figure out the weakness of the Earl's formation first, though. It wasn't just when they first crashed. That was the start, though. Osen had hours or minutes, whatever. If it was,
motherfucker said hours.
But if I say he had like 5 minutes, he saw Denrimi. He saw Denrimi.
It took him 2 minutes to find
Bro, he saw Denrimi and fucking So with their moves going against a different Earl. He said, "Oh, that's how it works," and then literally went in there. And
the timing came with me.
An example of how Origins is at, right?
He just went in there and rolled on it.
Yohume is fucking 2 levels or so above this homie Geno, and she just fucking used the tactic against him, and he fucking unraveled it in 2 seconds. Same shit with Origins, bro. Fucking got unraveled in 2 seconds. Like that tactic from Yohume wasn't even that great. Like you didn't have to be super as in Yohume's level to be able to figure it out.
It wasn't even really a tactic. He was just waiting to really go all out.
3 levels below him just fucking counted that shit. No difficulty. So like the whole myth of being on Osa's level to counter that shit is kind of unfounded to me. That's what I'm saying.
No, that comparison doesn't make sense because Gohome wasn't like micromanaging all the moves of his subordinates. He was letting them put in work, and he was waiting for the perfect timing because they didn't know who he was gonna back up to make the definitive
he was
attack.
kind of micromanaging though. He was telling Bucky to attack once the other armies to attack.
But that's after they already put in work and like found an opportunity.
Yeah, and then like in 2 seconds, that whole positioning that he was orchestrating using 3 armies and deception and all that shit got turned on its head. Same with Origins, bro. When we saw Origins, we were like, what the fuck's happening? What's going on? Osen looked at it for 2 seconds. Same with
it got turned on its head before he even got to really go all out or try that hard. And it wasn't even turned on its head by some counter tactic. They just underestimated Genu because they don't have the necessary knowledge to know that just leaving Bakai there is too dangerous. Like, it's not like Genu did anything special. He literally just like pulled up and, straightforward charge, one shot him.
I'm pretty sure he gave like a couple of tactics, like couple commands or whatever. I gotta find them.
What he basically did was he was hiding that he was part of a regular unit. They probably thought he was still at the HQ, and he just pulled up, and they were like, "Oh shit, Genu's there too." Because if it was just a regular unit, they don't care if a regular unit is attacking them. Like Bakai will handle it.
I don't know. It's just. I'm looking at this
I might be on like the
losing end,
the minority end of this Origin shit, but either A, it's never gonna be used again, or B, next time it's used, it's not gonna be an end all be all, and it's gonna be countered. That's fine. You can hype up Origins, but I still think.
Wait, real quick. Who would it be countered by? People that have 2 tiers above them? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, see, that's why you're wrong though. Kanki should be at the top tier because he already counted it. You know what I mean?
So who wants to mute Kaz with me?
When did he counter it? I want to hear this. I'm with it, but when did he counter
it? What's it called? Gil, fam. You can't just turn on and off Origins, fam. It's just used all the time.
I forgot about that. Yo, he did. No, he didn't even counter it. The Rhino army was so strong.
Nah.
Origins couldn't do shit to them.
Bro, Kanki must have saw what they were doing, and then because they were fighting for a while, fam. So Kanki must have saw from his little
true. He had the experience. The way they Remy had experience Origins. That's true.
That's cap. We don't even know if there's any Origin troops there.
How is that? No, it's Roku's core, fam. Why would Roku never take his core?
Yeah, his core is in the Shukai army.
Literally one
the core.
like Origins written on the panel for you to like not use your head and infer that hey, it's a high possibility Origins troops are in here.
So then, why when the Haisha unit went up against Origins versus Kinmo, Hara made it a point to have them say, "What is this weird style?" and then nothing for that.
It's like
Versus Conky.
I'll answer that right.
And the fact that the high
Okay.
unit got through means something too.
I'll tell you why.
Cap, they went through Fute's army.
Because Raido's army was Zeno and Raido were so strong, and like they didn't give a shit what movements they were doing. Playboy, they were just gonna fucking kill them all anyway. That's my answer to that.
They could barely stand Draco. Oh.
Okay, that's true. I'm not denying that. I've never denied that, but the origin point is garbage.
I mean, like I said, we don't even know if there was Origins troops there, and from the way Riboku started off that battle, you literally can't say that they were trying to use some intricate tactics, because he was like, all right, straightforward charge, attack them. Yeah. Like, why would Hara show it like that if he wanted us to think that Riboku was using some intricate tactics?
Riboku said that the whole time he was dead or combat. He was given, orders on that, probably.
Well, the Conky commanders are one tier below with like 10 in them.
Bro, are they on the list? I couldn't see them.
Oh, they're not, bro. You know who's above them?
Yeah, I was looking for
Kume and like a random ass guy from like the Quanrong. Like what? And Rubunka? Come on now.
Well, Rokomi would be one tier under too, but I think he got a boost throughout the years. I think he's stronger now than he was at Coalition.
Mm-hmm. But aside from Origins, though, what about them having every Riboku tactic? I know
this random ass new guy that just came on Moten's crew or whatever above Kanki commanders. That's
Bro, are we not all gonna assume that he's the Akaken equivalent?
Yeah, but
not only that, my man was in Mobu's army, and we know
Mobu don't keep no bitches. Kaki's army, a fucking arguably top 60G level, but he's sleeping on him.
What?
Yeah.
What? Who?
On his list.
Wait.
Marin and the bro. Yo, Twale, remember that when they had that briefing, right? It was
right.
You know who came on with Osen, then Remy and So, and you know who came with Kanki? Fucking Marin and the chick. And Marin is like basically the right hand of Kanki doing all his tactics when he's like not there, like briefing people. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like in that instance they were like, and then they weren't like being portrayed differently there. They were being portrayed in the same like level. Even fucking Soul was trying to crack jokes at this chick, but she like fucking shut him down. You feel me? Like all of that. It's like I would agree with you. It's not that crazy of a portrayal.
I
would agree with you. It's not that crazy.
He mentions like literally nothing. He says all that.
You literally brought up one meeting in which this nigga Marin spoke in the same room as Osen.
Yo, and not even that.
GG level. Get the fuck out of my ear.
Bro, not 6G level. Whoa. When did I say that? I said he's 80% of 6G level. Marin is. Not.
I believe that as well.
I don't care about 80%.
Of course you do, Kaz.
And Sowu and all these fucking clowns that he put on this list, he's there too. To not even be on this list and have a chick that's possibly a Kakin level. And Akaki is not
saying,
right on, like, come on.
Hold on. You're saying that Marin is as strong as Shin, Moten, Uhon, Chogaryu, Banaji.
No, I don't. I don't think
SSJ. All right then, but that's literally
no word. So then really, guys,
80%.
Yeah, you did say 80%.
Yeah, but
you said 80% of 6GG. So that's Uhon, Banaji.
Yo, but let me explain.
CGR, a dude I don't know, a dude I don't know,
right off the
fucking Gekushin.
You don't know Juko the God? Wait, you don't know Juko the God, Twale?
Wait, that's him? That's Juko?
Yeah, that's Juko.
Oh, I swear.
It's lower than Remy.
I didn't have it zoomed in. But what I'm saying is, bro, Maron is not on that. Maron's on the same level as 10, nigga. Get the fuck out of my ear.
Bro, you're trolling, bro.
Facts.
He's the fucking right hand of Kanki, like, he's the one that's freaking briefing people about all the strategies, so he understands Kanki's strategies. He's like fucking Kanki basically chills and makes him do all the work. I was like, 10 wouldn't be able to do
Kanki tactics, you know what I mean?
Right.
He has all Kanki tactics, bro.
Yeah, Kanki tactics. That's fly.
Dude, it's not even that. It's just inconsistency in the story. He has fucking Naki, bro. Naki was not above Marin. And y'all know how
why is Kanki below RSJ and Kari?
Yeah, why is he below RSJ?
One fucking person talk.
First of all,
the argument
is stupid.
Trash.
Maron was stalemating with Kinmo.
Here we go.
Who?
Here we go.
Bro, he didn't go all that. He didn't go all that.
No, hold on.
He
Let me
was
finish.
he was
Let me
in
finish.
he was in a terrain
Let me finish.
disadvantage. He was going up a hill. He was going
It
down a hill.
doesn't matter.
That
Bro, it
matters,
makes
bro.
a big difference, fam.
It
If you're
makes
going
it.
downhill, your attacks
How many?
come.
Okay.
And
It's
I
not.
actually think
Okay.
that was
Boom, boom,
down
boom,
to
boom,
plan.
boom. You
That was
ready? You
Kaki's
ready?
plan for
You
the
ready?
stalemate.
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. So when Yotanwa was going up the hill against the Kwang Rong, and she split them niggas open because they was bitches, that didn't make a fucking difference. But when it's Moron going against a bitch like Kenmo, because Kenmo's a bitch, and he couldn't do it, that makes a big
Bro,
difference. Right? All right. So
Okay.
Maro's
no,
not a fighter, you know what I
Let
mean?
me finish.
Ivan Maron, Shoyu was
Let me
fucking
finish.
with Kisui's
Let me
army and
finish. Let
decimating
me
them
finish. Let
before
me
they had
finish.
the advantage.
Let me finish. So, like I said, Kinmo was going against Maron in a stalemate for the majority of the time until Kisui came to help.
And the shit, dude. Just listen to it.
Ken was going against Kinmo after being injured. Well, she wasn't injured, but the Hashin unit was injured, fatigued, hungry, and all of that. And they just needed a slight boost from Akakin. Not to mention that Kinmo got boosted by Roboku soldiers, so it makes that a little bit evened out. And she beat him. So what I'm saying is, when you compare the three of them and their feats, they are generally on the same level. And 10 is not 6GG level.
Yeah,
She is not
he has
80%
better
of
portrayal.
6GG
He has better
level.
portrayal than her, being the number one of a conquering army. That's all strategy. But yo, another thing is though, right? This man literally said 3 words in his entire existence in the story, and he's fucking 4 Heavenly King level, 60% FGG. Who the fuck is this guy? To quote Conor McGregor, the
Who?
homie that's right above Hakurai or whatever. The
Oh
commander.
yeah,
Of,
June the God. You telling me you're sleeping on June the God? Come on now.
Oh, wow.
Go home his right
That
hand.
is-
Look, the fucking Yohume's right hand can make it, but Kaki's right hand doesn't. Okay, fine.
Facts.
See, he's captain, though. That's not even Gohan's right
Okay.
hand, though.
So
But okay, well.
let's use your logic. Let's use your logic, bro. Gohome is literally the number one general of the entire state of Wei.
Not better than
His
Kaki.
right, hold on. His right hand man, by default of your logic, is better by portrayal than Maron, who is the right hand man of, say, the number 3 person and the number 3 general in Quinn.
No,
By your logic.
that wasn't his logic,
Kaki's
though. It was the
2
skill
tiers
of
below
Conky.
Gohume.
Yeah.
It should be more actually, but Kaki's sleeping.
But Go Home is the number one away. Of course, he's gonna have more access to resources.
Bro, if
Why
the
the
number
fuck won't
away
they
is
bolster
the
his army?
scrub, fam. Like, everyone else will automatically a scrub, you know what I mean?
Gohume, who's 2 tiers below Kanki, is the number 1 in the whole nation, and that nation's shit. What?
For real, fam. They don't have no promising talents there, like.
They're considered mid tier. They're not considered low tier.
Yeah, but that's Roboku being humble, you know what I mean? Like, he knows they ain't that
Riboku himself
fam.
said Zao was mid tier before he like
I was
bolstered them up.
I was about to say,
No, see why that's wrong, though? Because just his presence alone, fam, makes Zao top tier, fam. Him
Hey,
just being in the
your
state,
god Riboku disagrees, my guy.
yeah, but he's being humble, fam. He's in the enemy state. Like,
Oh,
he's just, you know.
by the way, that has to do with it. Something to do. And Shibashla wasn't trying to fight, so that had something to do with it. And Rempa just left. So you feel me?
Regardless, Draco, that still makes him impressive. Way that is.
Yeah, I'm just using it for my
No,
argument.
actually, as well. Wait.
Just on Marin isn't. You sleeping on Marin, bro? That's kind of.
I mean, I don't care if June is shit, bro. If he's he's not baseline GG level, I'm not gonna front.
You ready? You ready?
And Roboku was downplaying himself that whole.
Yo, you ready? Give me 3 Marin feats. So give me 3 solo Marin feats.
We have like feats. He has like betrayal.
Yes, feats. Not portrayal. Not
He
him
held
being.
Gil
No,
alone.
hold on. Not him being Sakanki's supposed right hand, because that's never been stated. I give you, it's been portrayed that way, but it's never been stated. So give me 3 actual feats of Maron.
He was in charge of the Gil defense, man.
No bullshit. You can
He was
DM
in
them
charge of the
shits
Gil
to me
defense.
even after the.
Him. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He doesn't have like feats in the sense that you want feats, but like he has like portrayal that's good enough, like make you think that he's not like below
Okay, so
the light
you ready?
on this list, bro.
You
And
ready?
let's talk about when he holds up homies like the remake because their portrayal when CJR has like 10 times better feats, like that's okay, but like Marin's feats are
Dan
not.
Raimi's portrayal is much more definitive, and you can't even say he has 10 times better feats because he stalemated the Earls. It was just off-screened.
Off screen, okay. But yo,
But they weren't in a
whatever,
better
bro. It's fine.
position though because of Olsen
It's
though.
not that big
Isn't
a
it
deal
right?
to me. But I just kind of
Nah,
think it's
because
weird.
Olsen wasted that chance by talking with Riboku.
I
Nah,
just think
but
it's weird. I just
Roboku
think it's weird that
wasn't.
you have him low. That's all.
Let Kaz
It's
go. Let's Kaz go.
Yeah, you see when they were talking, like Zhao's formation was still like muddled up, while Olsen was set pretty much, yeah. And then, well, even though he kind of wasted with the talk, Roboku wasn't fixing any formation like during the talk, or he did it after while Olsen had the advantage, and Olsen still couldn't gain no
Nah,
advantage.
we don't know that because it takes time for Olsen to go from the back of his army to all the way to the front to talk with Riboku and then go all the way back to the back. In that time, I don't see why the Zhao commanders across the lines wouldn't even attempt to fix their formations. That makes no sense to me.
They were.
No,
They
but
actively
using
were.
your logic though, what about the Kin though? The Kin could have
But that's
Solo, Denrimi, Shiryu could have attacked the messed up formations at the same time they were trying to fix, and that's an advantage.
They were trying to help Olsen because they were more worried about that.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
No. There were
same
no
thing
messed
for
up
Zhao.
formations. No. Because the second that Quinn was getting into formation for the Great Crane or whatever, Roboku saw that shit and he instantly was going down there. And everybody, all of Roboku's allies who saw that shit, instantly was getting ready to get in order to protect him. Once they saw that they were actually talking, they were actively getting ready. Like, yo, once
Nah,
this
nigga, that's
goes down,
headcanon.
How?
Wait, sorry.
That's much more reasonable than what you said.
I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. No.
That's not. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that's not
you
the
right.
headcanon because that's literally what happened in the fucking panels.
Nah, I spoke too soon.
As soon as this talk is
Nigga,
done,
I said it right. Let me counter it though.
No, because I'm not even done with my statement. You spoke too soon and then cut me off. Let me finish.
Alright, my bad, man.
You know what I'm saying? So Fute and them are all getting ready. Like, yeah, as soon as this conversation's done, we're ready to attack. Kanye on the other hand is like, yeah, as soon as this conversation's done, we're ready to receive Riboku to defend him. So there was no messed up formations by the time the actual battle took place.
What do you mean though? The formation, nothing literally changed in the formation. The people surrounding Roboku, the Kane unit and the Futa unit, everyone was just still messed up in their way, but they were all watching the whatever the talk, while the Soul, Denrimi, and the other Olsen armies were all in place in position to gain an advantage. So Olsen had the advantage, even though both sides were thinking of saving their lord. The Olsen army was in a better position.
They had the advantage
until
up
Roboku
until
fixed
Olsen.
it.
No, they had the advantage up until Olsen decided to stop and have the talk. Because had they continued to fight and not have that talk, then yes, you would be right. They would have the advantage. But given the time that they took to talk, given the time that they took to talk, nobody on Zhao was stupid enough to literally just stand in place where they were in their fucked up formations, not ready to protect. Because
that's nonsensical to assume.
Right.
What formation were they getting into? How can these bum ass niggas get into a great formation to counter Olsen?
First of all, I can't remember if it was Earl Rye or Earl Coe, but the Earl that Olsen left was chasing him actively. The Earl that was in front of them that they was actively fighting was looking at Olsen saying, yo, what are you doing? You're acting foolish. You know what I'm saying? Like talking all of this shit. So it wasn't like they were just standing there. You know what I'm saying? They were actively moving, actively assessing the situation up until the point where they had the conversation happened. And then you actively see, like, just because we don't see a panel of every single commander going, all right, get into this form, you actively see Fute, Kane, and the rest of the fucking Zhao people saying, okay, when we are, like, as soon as this conversation is over, or as soon as you see anything sneaky, we are ready to go. How could they be ready to go if they weren't in formation?
Bro, this is an entire army's formation, and that's the only thing Roboku or someone in the HQ determines. Yo, this is the formation we're going to use to counter Olsen's crane formation. And when Roboku saw the formation Olsen made, he immediately knew Olsen was doing what he was doing to talk, as you said, innit? So he came down, didn't fix nothing, didn't say nothing.
Why does he have to personally tell them to fix their formation? That's obvious, because they were in a chaotic mess. Of course they're going to fucking go in an orderly formation.
Fix the formation in a good way to counter basically make a good formation to counter Olsen's great crane formation.
No, the whole reason Olsen's great crane formation is effective is because they're in an orderly formation while your forces are in a chaotic mess. It's not like their
Yes.
formation is like some super advanced thing. They just have normal formations while
No,
you're in a
but
chaotic
because
mess.
done by Olsen is automatically better than whatever these scrubs can do, though. And Roboku's the only one that should be able to counter him, like in that sense.
Only if they're in a chaotic mess.
Which they were, and Roboku was talking to Olsen, and Olsen was.
That's headcanon to assume because, like I said, it's nonsensical to assume a lot of time would pass by and they would just leave their formations in chaos. That makes no sense. And then
No,
after
it's a
when we
whole
hold on. After when we saw them going head to head, like it showed Olsen versus Riboku, their formations were nearly identical. So for you to assume that they fought while at an extreme disadvantage, and then after they were able to get it to a point where they have identical formations, and now they're supposedly they can only stalemate the Olsen army at best, that makes no sense.
Because they're that strong, you know what I mean? And then Shinki, not long after
they're so
that.
strong that they can
No.
only stalemate the Olsen army at best. No, it makes no
Well,
sense.
because they lost so
No,
many
you know
men
why?
during
You know why
the
that doesn't
chaos
make
time,
sense?
the chaos formation, and trying to
You know why
reform
that
it.
doesn't make sense?
That-
Because
Didn't it say the
No.
numbers?
Roboku was
Nah.
literally like Roboku was literally like not mind blown, but he was literally like at all like, oh shit, you're able to like Olsen is able to do this and manipulate the field during this melee to create this great crane formation, and then he turned around and did that off screen. He turned around and like you telling me Roboku turned around and literally did the same thing off screen.
Yeah, bro, the guy was shocked Olsen figured out his origins formation that quickly, and it took him what? Nah, I ain't gonna say it took that long himself, but it's something he created, you know what I mean?
5 years, bro.
That's headcanon, fam. It took him like a
He
minute,
said-
fam. I ain't gonna cut.
Nah, it doesn't say that, but it said he faced Dukia 5 years and they've been training that. But we can assume it's years.
No, he could have figured it out right after he fought Duke,
yeah,
but that's a different argument, to be fair. But this argument, Roboku could have lost so many men during that chaotic formation shit, and also had the great formation, you know what I mean?
He
And
lost
then
over
came to
10,000
Asami.
because Olsen already started the battle off 10,000 men down.
Yeah. Also had no, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah. He could have lost more than 10,000
I mean,
because
That's
they
cap.
were
the Earl
they
was
were
getting
ready.
whooped.
They were
And then-
ready to destroy. They were ready to destroy the Earl that was in front of them by half. You know what I'm saying? And the Earl that was fighting Soo and Denrimi was the one that was winning. So if each Earl had 10K or 20K or whatever, if they were literally able, like if Olsen at the start of his shit was on his way to destroying them by half, then they probably lost like anywhere from 5 to 10K, depending on how many the Earl started off
It even
with.
says here, the verbal joust between these two men did not last very long, and upon its conclusion, the two of them retreated back to their respective armies. Since then, the two armies have remained deadlocked. So it's saying ever since that moment where they retreated, at that point it was in deadlock. So that's not like Olsen was dominating for like a amount of time and now it's a deadlock. Like it's ever since the actual battle
That's
started.
Roboku's feet, then. That's Roboku's feet. Olsen couldn't even
Why?
dominate with the better formation.
No, because if
And
you
that's what
if
we're
you assume
telling you,
Riboku's
the
that good,
formations was fixed.
yeah, if you assume Riboku's that good to where you could stalemate Olsen while with an extreme disadvantage, then he should body Olsen under fucking even terms, but he didn't. Which goes back to what we were saying. Which goes back to what we were saying that Olsen, you know, he gave Riboku the time to fix up his formations.
Right, with that talk.
But the guy was talking to himself. How did he give him time, though?
Because the commanders aren't brain dead, Kaz. They're gonna fix their formations.
Bro, everyone froze on
Not
him.
only
Come on.
but put
These
like
two
this, right?
commanders are talking.
Kaz.
Everyone was freezing. Yeah,
No,
gone.
Kaz. Put like this, right?
You talk for like 30 seconds.
When Olsen got to the when the Great Crane formation was set up and Olsen got to the back of the formation and he stood there and they just attacked, you would be right. Then they would have then they would be at the advantage because Zhao was still in the middle of fixing their formations. But the moment he stopped, went from the back to the front, had the conversation with Riboku, he ceased to have that advantage because during that time, Zhao was getting in formation not only to receive the army, but to protect Riboku. So they were doing both. So he lost that advantage, and when the fighting consumed and it commenced, it was even because both armies were at a formation where they could protect themselves. There was no advantage formation-wise.
And you're talking about the talk, bro. The talk took 30 seconds. What took the longer amount of time is Olsen getting to the front and to the back. It's not like everyone is out.
Wait. So how can I hear what you're saying? But how can the talk take 30 seconds? No, if the talk took 30 seconds, yeah. How would the formation be fixed in that same amount of time? Literally, it would be tens of thousands. 30 1,000 guys have to fix themselves.
Because it takes a long time for Olsen to get all the way to the front and then all the way back to the back. But what I was going to say is, it's not like everyone expected Olsen to do that. It was only Riboku. So that in that whole meantime, of course, the fucking Zao soldiers would be desperately trying to fix the chaotic mess.
I concede. I'll accept that.
Finally, thank you.
I
Jesus
don't
Christ.
agree, but I'll accept. I have nothing right now, fam. We'll come back to that.
All right. So, do we have anything else to talk about? Because I don't plan this to be the main one. This is just like just whatever. We're talking about whatever.
A pre thingy.
Yeah, prelude.
Yeah. It was ass. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know how anybody can disagree, but
Mm.
You said whose ass?
it's
Culture, I think the guy is stopping Olsen. Like, Olsen can't get in the town.
come on,
And
bro.
he's that low, bro.
You acting like he's the only one doing really good. Everyone's doing really good.
Are you mad?
Who's everyone? It's just him, fam.
No, the Haitian unit were struggling. Everyone was struggling.
Yeah, because of him and the other guys, but mainly him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
ahead of this
micromanaging
whole
every
defensive
army,
thing.
right?
Yeah, that's what the commander in chief does. He's telling him what
He
to do.
gives credit to us when he doesn't. You feel me?
Is he even commander in chief? I mean, he also needed Riboku's tactics for something extremely basic. He might be a dumbass.
Wait, what was that?
I mean, Olsen
When was
did
this?
Wait, what was
micromanage
happening?
every army.
Those
Yeah.
those tips that Riboku gave that fat guy, like, they weren't anything special.
Olsen
Yeah, he didn't
literally
need them,
did the
though.
opposite. Olsen
So then why would-
did the opposite of micromanage the army by not giving the Haitian unit orders and shit.
Yeah, but
How
then
did-
why
That's
would
worse than ours,
Riboku
to be
feel the
fair.
need to tell him that? It would just be like, all right, Kocho will just come to the same conclusion.
No, because
Yeah, you
culture
better
don't
be
have the
safe with
power to
sword,
do
you
that,
feel me?
though. You know
You
what I
look
mean?
too deep with stuff like that, bro.
Riboku doesn't have any. He has less power than Kocho.
No, but he was telling the what's it called? The guy, whatever the politician's name is, who had power, and then that guy would obviously whatever culture what Rebecca asked through culture, he'd be the one to okay it. Culture can't do all of
He
this
wasn't
shit.
telling him to do political things. He was telling him to change up the battlefield, the place that Kocho has, domain over.
Did he? Did he just say fix those cities, fam, and send the Kantan army there? Oh, am I wrong?
The Kantan army was already going to fight.
No. He told the guy to send the Kantan armies there, didn't he? And then fix those cities as well when he was in prison, right?
No, I'm pretty sure they were still going to fight regardless. It wasn't like Riboku's words are now what's going to make the Kantan army fight.
What? I'm confused. So what did he tell Rebecca and what did Rebecca tell him to do then? Other than telling the Kantan army to go join culture.
Just reinforce specific spots.
Yes, rebuild that pretty much a whole city, 2 whole cities, bro. Like not rebuild it, but whatever the fuck it's
Renovate.
called, fam.
Or whatever
Yeah.
they were planning to do with Ritsubi.
Culture, he's not on that level. Rebecca knows that 10 moves ahead, fam. He knows what Olsen can't do if he gets to certain places, but culture is still be higher to be able to even stop Olsen. But at least Ohan level, I think.
I mean, I don't care if he gets put 1 tier above.
Wait, who's Ohorn level?
He was saying Kocho.
Oh.
But yeah, the funny thing is, none of y'all even noticed I put a random ass dude at top 60G level. He was the guy that like some people speculated was gonna be Cohen. So I'm like, whether or not that's true, he's just gonna be there to represent Cohen.
Yeah, I figured that was Cohen.
Yeah.
Bro, I haven't even gotten that high. Like honestly, I'm like I said, I'm starting from the bottom up, and it's like,
what's his name? Why is Gekishin
I feel
there,
your
fam?
pain,
Shin
bro.
is
I'm
body in that guy, fam. How would you have Denrimi over Gekishin, but not Shin? Like, what's so good about Gekishin?
Gekishin is a monster, but then me being there is laughable. That's what I'm saying.
Gekishin got one-shotted.
Yeah, but he was impressive. He gave
You taking the we taking the armies out of it. That man.
But he got baited so hard by Rebecca, fam. Even though he has that guy's tactics fully back to back, but
the goat that's not freaking top goat contender for some reason. The God of War.
You're lucky I put him top 60G level. All right, settle down, Draco.
Listen, like I think he put Rempa below to spite me, bro. He had Rempa up there, fucking all 4 of them. I had no problem with that. Like, this list has got a fire.
Nah, I just made stricter guidelines for what GOAT contender means.
I don't know why I was up there, but what is it? And Rebecca said Rempa's better than me, but let's get that for it.
Never said that, but okay.
Hit the head on.
Wait,
head to head.
who is this? Oh, that's that Way Fire Drag. I'm like, wait, who? I thought you put Ryu I in next to fucking.
Oh, the dude that killed Oshi's bitch.
Yeah, like I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, he did look kind of fodder.
Like, okay, hold on. like I said, I'm still just working my. Why is okay? All right, this is where I'm with Kaz, right? What the fuck is Fute doing on the list in any sort of way
Are you sure
above
with Kaz?
Baggio?
Because Kaz
Nigga,
loves
that's
Fute.
No. Because this is what I'm gonna say, right?
It was
Because
Draco, bro.
if you're gonna put Fute on the list, then you should put him in the same place as Moron, which is at the
Why?
bottom
What?
below, because they have the same amount of
I disagree
no
anymore.
amount of feet.
bro, come on.
Marin doesn't
They
have
have
Fute's feet. Come on now.
They have the same no feet, my nigga. Like that's
Fute, alright, let me tell you something. Fute with 500 men, fam, was holding his own against Ulcer's elites, fam, you know what I mean?
Tell him,
And he
Kaz.
wasn't even putting that much effort, fam.
Tell him, Kaz.
Keep saying
And
fam.
he may likely have Roboku tactics, G, and that will put him
Tell
up
him,
like 2-3
Kaz.
levels, fam. Fuck yeah. But I'll put him up there, fam. Even Oho
May.
level, I guess. I don't know.
See, this is where we start arguing with speculations. May, might, possibly. Like I don't argue with.
bro.
I don't argue with
So
that.
I'm supposed to believe that when Shoujo drilled all of his tactics into Gyoen and Shogaryu, but Riboku isn't gonna teach fucking Fute his tactics?
Especially because Fute is a young up-and-comer, fam. You definitely give him
I'm
tips.
saying-
Someone
I'm
who
saying
wants to be a 3-grade heaven.
I'm saying learning this
Ooh.
shit, but there's levels to this shit, and Fute has not shown to be on this high. Like honestly, you said what is this? What? I'm assuming this is fucking way Fire Dragon level, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, you're saying he's legit, not even a GG, but he's like a GG amongst GGs. Because it's like, wait,
Facts.
Way Fire Dragons is not just like, you know what I'm saying? Gahome just became a Way Fire Dragon. So it's like, bro, you're wildin'.
That is
You know what I'm saying? You're wildin'. If
Yeah.
you think and that's what I said, and I'm saying the same thing about Kyokai too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be biased, but like, you know, I just started off with Fute because it's like, bro, like I honestly, bro, like you got more, like honestly, given like feats and portrayals, given like experience and shit, Baggio should be on that list because he's the right hand man. He's the known right hand man to the fucking queen of the mountain realms, and has been that for a few
Where was
years now.
Baggio anyways?
Baggio's
He's
on the
on,
second to
Rozo
last
tier.
list. Yeah, so it's like, nigga, Rozo, like, come on, like.
I mean, he's pretty much a weaker Kyokai that's much stupider than her. So, I don't know about that.
Much stupider than her. We have no enough in the inference that Baggio is dumb.
I'm not saying he's dumb. Kyokai's just a genius.
But Fute Twali, he's gonna spend a year G Roboku in one seat, nigga, the smartest guy in China. He's trying to
It's
level
been
up
another
his
year. The years keep
His
adding up.
goal.
Facts.
Right. I was about to say the years, next year, the next time we see him, the next this, the next that. I swear to God, the next time we see Fute, right, he's gonna be a general.
Bro.
And he's gonna go. He's gonna be a general, right? After they come back from training with Shiba Show and shit, he's gonna be a general with like 20K to 30K, and he's gonna go up against Shin and them, and he's gonna get bodied.
Bro, if it wasn't for Top BS, Fute would have got the biggest kill in the series. You know what I mean? But you know, it's all trash like that.
What?
He would have killed Olsen right there,
She
fam.
said what?
Molten came out of nowhere.
This nigga got
Okay,
popped
he
back
might-
by
okay,
an
I'm a
almost dead
Olsen, nah.
Uhon. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he got shit off, bro.
Bro,
That's a fee
come-
apparently, Tale. He was able to eat that.
Better than
Fact,
any wrinkle
that's a-
feet. Facts.
Yo, get the fuck out of here,
That's
son.
trolling, bro.
Yo,
Nah, that was BS, fam.
I can't, because this is not One Piece where you can sit here and say, oh, well, the matchups count and the power, like this power matches up. No, get the fuck out of here. This nigga got blown back by a dying, not a dying.
Bro, it was
but a
BS. I don't.
Uhon.
That shouldn't have happened, fam.
If that was Wrinkle, he would have
fully
considered that hit life-threatening.
Bruh, Moten fully fresh would kill him. Uhon
That's
fully
cap.
fresh would kill him. Shin would kill him.
Shin,
Easy.
yeah, I'll give it to Shin.
No problems. You don't think a fresh Uhon would kill Fute?
Obviously, he would.
It'll be high diff though, you know. Extreme diff, you know.
Obviously, he
What?
would.
He said
Extreme diff,
high
man.
diff. This is the same Uhon who was giving Benaji trouble. And you saying Benaji is weaker than
Benaji trouble, bro. Benaji
Yes,
said he would have got used to it,
Benaji-
fam. I mean, Owen would have got
Right.
cuts.
Getting used to it means you're having trouble with it currently.
No, alright, you're right. But it wasn't zero life threatening. Zero life threatening attacks on
You had to think about the. Like, nah, bro. Like, so this is what I'm saying. And you acting like Uhon wouldn't have gotten used to Banaji to keep up the pressure. You know what I'm saying? You act like Uhon wouldn't have gotten to his bag. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah,
like.
but Banaji has a deeper bag. Nigga has demon mode, fam.
But Fute, what I'm saying is Fute don't got that bag. Fute
But
is
Fute
never
has the
gonna.
weight of one to
I
be a
mean,
fruit
Fute
of
was
heaven, bro.
shitting
Same
himself
with
over
Shin.
Banaji's
No.
strength. It's obvious he can't compare to Banaji.
Fute
It's just been
literally,
because you never seen it though.
as far as we know, Fute does not have any weight. Because
Come on now.
No, because as far as we know, because the last time we had someone gauge his weight, Shin said your shit is light, boy. Light, boy. Literally, those were Shin's words. You have lightweight, boy.
Yeah, at the time, he didn't have Rinko level physical strength.
No, it's not even about physical strength. Shin was talking about his weight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Debatable, but regardless, even if weight factors in, physical strength definitely factors in as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't, but at that point, Shin was talking about his weight because he was comparing it to Rinko's weight. You know what I'm saying? As a general and as a person. So that's what I'm saying. So the last time we got a fucking a gauge for that shit, it was light. And honestly, there hasn't been much like development personality-wise or character-wise. But what I'm saying is,
that's not like specifically comparing weight.
No, but he did mention no, bro. If I have to go get the panel, I will, because he was literally talking about the
it's not a near wrinkle, some shit like that.
He was literally talking. He wasn't talking about physical strength. He was talking about his weight as a character, as a commander, because that was right after fucking Fute was talking shit. He was like, yo, I've never had any interest in Rinko. And he was like, what? Your blows are light as fuck compared to Rinko's. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that has a physical aspect to it, but that's also a general's weight aspect as well. You know
all he said was, I guess this means at the young age of 20, I've already surpassed Rinko. And then Shin says, are you kidding me? You're nothing compared to him. And then that's it.
Oh. So he may have that weight, you know what I mean?
No.
He has the weight of being in the army of...
Bro, are you fucking serious?
That's obviously hyperbole.
If you're nothing compared to Rinko, right? In terms of, because like it's not like he was on the actual battlefield to see tactics, so he's talking about physical strength and weight, and I'm pretty sure we both say that they're like not one and the same, but they highly correlate. Yes.
In like their effectiveness, yeah, like they basically do the same shit.
So if he's saying you are nothing compared to Rinko, he's either saying you are physically nothing compared to Rinko, or you are like commander-wise, weight-wise, nothing compared to Rinko. I'm saying it's both.
I hear that, but it's still 7 years.
I mean, yeah, I would say it's both, but at the same time, it's a hyperbole.
But hold on. All right. And what I'm also saying is, given what we have seen from Fute, there has been nothing in his character, nothing in his art that says he has developed any weight. He is still cocky. He is still arrogant. He is still all the same things that he was back then. So no, like, you know what I'm saying? No, like
his physical strength probably improved by leaps and bounds. We know it did.
How? He fought Fado. He hasn't fought anybody.
He was able to withstand a hit from Mohan without much trouble.
A dying Uhon, my nigga.
And like, if
that was
has
severely handicapped and severely weakened Uhon. That is not
a dying Shin could go toe to toe with Hoken.
Ooh,
that is not the same thing, bro.
It's similar. It's similar.
It's not.
How is it not?
Because for one, well, I don't. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to put this on y'all, but I assume, and well, I'm not even going to assume. I'm going to say Shin has a much higher weight factor than Uhon.
I'm not going to say much higher, but it's higher. Yeah, it's like at least a tier above.
You know what I'm saying? Uhon makes up for that with his skill factor and training factor, and that's what puts, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes Shin his equal. You know what I'm saying? But Shin's weight is much higher than Uhon's. Not to mention his hatred and all of that for Hoken. I'm not even going to get into that. But in terms of just general weight, Shin's is strong.
Yeah, you're right, Twale, but think about at that moment, though. It was literally Ohon's dad, fam. Like, that's the highest weight Oho would ever have in his life, fam, to save his dad's life, fam. Nothing will top that.
He didn't even have the white eyes, I don't think, bro. He was like talking about his heart. talking about his heart was pumping. He was literally one hiccup away from
No,
dying,
Molten
bro.
was saying that, yeah. But that shows how strong he was. That Molten saw this nigga was fucked up, and then he still pulled out that effort from him.
It shows how weak Fute is.
All right, let me just put it like this: from what we've seen, we know characters can be very injured, but they could still pull out like near levels of their best strength at like short moments. Of course, their endurance, they're not going to be able to sustain that for a long time, but Ohan could tap in and pull out a very strong attack for that one moment. So
okay, so let me. My fault. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say like he did the same thing against Gyoen where he was like severely injured. He's like, I have 2 full strength attacks left.
I think you got shit on yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you like this, right? If Fute were to fight Sentoon, you really think that he's giving him anywhere like a high diff, mid diff fight?
High diff, boy.
Definitely not high diff. I mean, maybe you could push him to mid diff. I don't know. I'm still like up in the air on how strong Sentoon is.
Okay. I personally think that Koyoku would body Fute.
I agree. I think Fute is like about as strong as Moten. I'd say like Moten like higher extreme diffs Fute.
Bro, that is disrespectful from damn. You niggas gotta know him. I swear he's gonna show out next up. This nigga body Moten at 10 times out of 10. What the fuck?
Bro, Moten already stalemated him when he tried to chase after Osen. He already said, I'm standing this ground and you ain't moving past me, son.
Nah, but it wasn't a duel. It was his unit.
I like how you guys
and he was cutting through them easily.
Sides to being opposite sides. Shit.
Yeah. Bro, they were right next to each other. Is Fute who's gonna try to get there ASAP? He's not gonna try to duel him?
I'm just saying, it's just like...
We all know that whole part was bullshit, though, because Banaji didn't do nothing, Banaji literally did nothing. A small eye cut and he's gone, fam. We all know that shit trash.
He lost his eye, bro. What the fuck?
So what? Niggas use their arms and still fight, you know?
It's not like he couldn't fight. He was just gonna take the time to fucking, recover from that.
Nah, he's been cutting his eye before. This shit normal to him, fam. He should have just kept on, and all the weight in the world that he has saving Revoku and saving the wall of that crap, fam. And he still didn't pull out no lost hurrah.
He showed after he literally right after he got the cut, he was able to take a swing at Moten. It's not like he was literally unable to fight. He just got a very bad injury. He was gonna take like a second to chill and like look at it or whatever it was.
Yeah, but if he still managed to swing after that, he could have just kept on going on and fighting. Like, these guys are bloodthirsty guys.
He was chasing them. He was just behind the rest of them.
That's the whole point. How can he be behind though? He's the strongest guy there by far.
Because he started chasing later than Fute did.
That's the problem then. Because right after the Molten swing, he should have kept going after Molten. Or kept going after Olsen, even if... I don't believe he should have had time to recover because he's that strong, right? He should be able to just, bear the pain and all that crap, man.
It's not even about the pain, bro. You got to get the blood out of your eye, literally.
Yeah, get on his eye with a dead arm, I'm chilling.
You have to be able to see to pursue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, he still has one other eye, but like, that eye is gone, fam. He ain't gonna be better, Like, he has the other eye to see through.
No, but what I'm saying, but he at least had to take the 5 to 10 minutes it takes to get it patched up for a second to keep the blood from running down the other eye. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, the blood can't go down the other eye.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It goes down straight down your face, bro.
He's galloping on a horse. You don't think blood droplets are going to get
okay, yeah, maybe you have a point.
Come on, bro. You moving too.
Like, what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally galloping at full speed, bro. He's bleeding from the eye. If you're bleeding from the head, it's going to continue to bleed until you actually put pressure or put, like, some type of ointment on it. You know what I'm saying? Head wounds continue, like, anything above the eye or around the eye will continue to bleed.
Plus, so people value their eyes, He doesn't know for a fact that he's never going to see out of that eye again.
Yeah, that too.
But killing Olsen's a higher priority to this nigga, man. He don't care about his life as high as he'd care about fulfilling Revoku's task. You know what I mean?
But it's not like he thought Olsen, was free to go. Like, he thought they were still like fucking pursuing him.
Bro, clearly somehow Denrimi can stop Banaji's army whilst fighting Revoku's army at the same time. Like, that's just straight up BS, man. Like,
Denrimi the GOAT.
Like, that whole patch, man. I don't believe it, but that's high.
Like, for me, I would switch Kyokai with Baggio. I would take Fute and put him with down there with the Figo King in them. Koyoku.
Who's that guy
I
next
would.
to
I ain't
Naki?
gonna
That's
hold
not the
you.
guy next to the guy next to Naki.
Who?
The
Who you
guy
talk-
next to Shoheikun's right hand man.
Oh, that's another one of Shoeikun's top generals.
Also, bruh,
Yep.
never seen that guy before.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know he existed either. But fucking Apex, the Shoheikun fanboy, he pulled up the panel. He's like, Shoheikun's army kind of goated. And at first, I kind of scoffed at it, but I'm like, you know what? It might be legit. I'm not even gonna front.
Bruh. That is stronger than the RSJ's 10 heavenly.
You got a car?
10
I mean,
heavenly,
we'll see.
whatever.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
He looks like he could be fodder.
Because them
if we're
guys are
going off
generals, like
just
outright generals, right?
What'd you say?
this is weird, man.
The RSJ's 10 heroes, there's two guys that are they're proper generals. Like they should have RSJ tactics as well. Not as good as Gil and Chogari, I believe, but still
Yeah,
up there
the
to
way
be
I
at maybe two
rationalize it
levels.
is he's like stronger than them and he has better morale boosting, but they have better tactics. And he also has Shoheikun tactics, which probably aren't as good as Rishojo tactics from what we've seen, but they count for something at least.
That way, you know.
See, this is the funny thing about how we do this whole Shoheikun tactics, Roboku tactic. Okay, it's like, so does Shoheikun have the tactics guy from the 6GG guy that he studied under, Kocho?
Probably, yeah, most
Oh.
likely.
And that nigga was running the rest of the other 6 great generals.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not that great because like Genpo was like head of the military for Zao, so yeah.
Well, he could have been. But yeah, unless y'all have
That's what I
like
was
some
said.
talking points y'all really want to talk about, I'm probably gonna end it here.
Alright, man. We
Oh,
definitely
God.
gonna have to do a better second draft.
Yeah.
Hey,
Should do this
I'm
again,
probably
bro.
not gonna change shit, but we'll have a more in-depth discussion the next time, whenever that
Yeah,
is.
because it's just like the last thing I'm gonna say is like when I like look at these lists or like when I make a list like this, it's like I always look at the people that I put on the same list, and it's like, okay, how would this person fare against that person? Like on all even grounds, like you give them both 10K flat terrain or whatever. How would that person fare against this person? How would that person fare against that person? And if I honestly, realistically can't see it being like 50-50, then either one of them has to go up or one of them has to go down.
Hey, that's how I do it too.
So I don't know how. So you really think Fute has a 50-50 chance of beating Sentuun or Genyu in a 10,000 versus 10,000 open plains fight?
Well, I think Sento-Un is obviously stronger than Fute, but I feel like Sento-Un, from what we've seen, we don't know how he really is tactically, and we know he has arrogance, so that could come to bite him in the ass in situations. While Fute, if I didn't think Reboku tactics meant a lot, I would put him a tier below.
Okay, so then what about Kesha?
What about him?
Because Kesha was Reboku's known right hand man, who was an actual. Was he a GG or a GG candidate?
GG candidate.
Okay,
GG
so
candidate.
he was a GG candidate, a great heaven candidate, and you have him on the same tier as Fute, who is, as far as we know, a 5,000 man commander.
I mean, does the number really matter?
Yes, especially when it comes to characters who we're just using portrayal and we have no feats for.
But
This
we already know the new gen.
no,
It takes them a
hold on.
long time to rank up.
I'm just saying, but bro, based on your list, right? You're saying that Fute, you can replace Fute at Kokyo Hills, and you know what I'm saying? Like Fute wouldn't get instantly bodied by Konki. That's what you're saying.
He's definitely not gonna instantly body, especially since the tactics were really fucking basic. He just has to hold the hill.
If he's the supreme
Oh
commander,
my
Whoa,
God.
Duncan, you
Revoke.
tripping
Hold on.
bad.
I'm gonna say,
Smoking
hold on.
dick.
With no Revoku assistance, Fute is the supreme commander with Kisui under him, and he's not getting bodied by fucking Konki, bro.
Bro,
Are you
that's
Not gonna
wild.
show up,
He's
bro.
not getting instantly
Nah.
bodied. What the fuck?
You
let's
know
let's
from
let's
day
let's
one.
end this,
It's gonna be
bro.
less than 5 days.
Let's end the
Sure,
stream right
but
there. Let's end the stream right there. No.
all right, real quick. There's many situations in which Conky can beat Keisha in less than 5 days. Just because it took 5 days to take Kokio doesn't mean
true.
it's every situation.
That's not a good point in the sense that I think Keisha's got like she should have got beaten worse. Whatever, she's not as good as we think she is. But Fute, I don't know. Fute, I just don't even think
losing to
Conky's
him
gonna
in
show
one
up,
day.
bro. He's gonna have Shin handle him.
That's what I'm saying. Fute's losing the hill in one day, my nigga. Let's be real. Like let's be absolutely serious. Because
You
what
also know
happens to
Fute is
Fute
kind of cocky
when
himself. He's cocky himself.
when Shin pulls up with the high Shin unit, when the Zeno clan pull up, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the what's her name? The cocky chick with the archer chick. You know what I'm saying? What happens when he's put in that situation? Because you know he's taking the bait instantly. Oh, he's gonna see Shin. Oh, this dumb monkey, and he's gonna charge that Shin. And you know for a fact he's not gonna do.
He literally ran away from Shin. That's putting his pride aside. He's not just gonna be like a fucking stupid meathead and at all times. Shin, stupid monkey, must chase.
When did he run away from Shin? Who told him to run away?
Riboku.
All right then. Like I said, without any Riboku assistance, he's taking that bait. Especially if Shin and them are in that same position where they're at the bottom of the hill and they're causing massive disruptions on the main hill. He's definitely going down there, not day 3 or day 2 like Kesha did. He's going down there day 1, my nigga.
But why would he go down there when he has such a huge advantage up top? That makes no sense.
Because that's the type of arrogant person Fute is. He thinks that he can literally go down there quick enough. Because that's Fute really thinks like if he's sitting on top of the hill where Kesha was, he really thinks like, you know what? I'm gonna go down there and kill Shin and them real quick and be back up in 2 seconds. Don't worry, guys. That's the type of person Fute is.
You can't even get to Shin in 2 seconds.
But I'm saying, is that not the arrogant person that Fute is, especially with his confidence and his speed?
No, he's arrogant, but he's not that arrogant. But we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna end it.
Oh man,
All right, it was a good stream, guys. Thanks for having me in it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate Druko's presence as well.
Same, man. Always nice to have Druko Nation on board, you know. Druko Nation wasn't with us with like 5 videos in a row, so it's nice to have Druko Nation back. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching the videos and there was some mid, bro. You needed me in here.
What's a video without Druko Nation? Come on now.
Mm.